Project 2025. Hear me out. I know it sounds crazy, but this is my vision. What if all of us were to get into a group? Okay, I'm talking doctors, lawyers, engineers. There's so many of us that are so talented, and we were to work together with our own Black agenda for 2025. I'm talking opening up Black-owned grocery stores in certain cities, Black-owned banks, so that way we can actually get our home loans and do what we need to do, our own doctor's offices, our own law practices, and we really were to just congregate and push towards our goals and our outcomes, right? And so this is how I envision it going. We can all get into this group. We can all donate what we have to donate on a monthly basis. And then basically we can have a CEO, we can have a CMO, and we can have a CFO that's in charge of leading the groups with the initiatives, right? We could have bi-weekly, monthly calls in regards to where we stand with our goals. So, okay, guys, we want a Black-owned grocery store in Los Angeles built and developed, August 2025. This is where we stand. This is how much we have funded. This is what's needed. This is where we are in the process. And we just go from there. And so we can just kind of congregate. And then on top of that, in this group, we could also just have a massive directory of Black-owned businesses. So that means that everyone that joins this group swears off of purchasing from these large corporations. I'm talking Black-owned coffee brands, clothing, everything you guys can think of, toiletries, like down to everything, like body washes, everything we use and consume on a daily basis. It is no longer purchased from these large corporations. It is purchased from one another. And I think that we can create so much wealth amongst ourselves just by strictly swearing off of supporting large corporations and only supporting one another, and also congregating to create our own agenda. Now, I know that there have been people who have tried to do this before in the past, and I know that we struggle as a community to trust one another. I don't really care about all that right now. I just personally feel like if we are able to put our pride aside and get it done, I feel like it could be one of the most impactful things done in Black history, because as a community, we just become that much more tight knit. Do you get where I'm coming from? I don't know. I know it sounds crazy, but I just feel like this is something that we should do. And I feel like I feel very strongly about the ability for us to transform our community and the perception of, African-American individuals if we were to really finally come together.
Yo, everybody, we in 2025. This is my first video. Y'all here with the Black Intellectual. Welcome to the new year. I just needed some time off because, I got a lot of stuff going on. But I wanted to open up talking about this project. I know I put it in my little short section like a month or so ago, and I'm just now getting to the video only because I wanted to save it for this time frame. So you heard the sister, right? She wants to get a Black Project 2025 going. The only thing is, we're going to have to see what happens because, when Black Lives Matter happened and Black Lives Matter decided, hey, we gonna raise this money and we're gonna put it back into the Black community and we're gonna do all this extra goofy stuff, and then next thing you know, that money is gone. Was a 9, 10 million, maybe even like 90 million, something like that. It was a big ass number. That money is gone. All that money raised and it's gone. I think that's a little crazy to me given the circumstances, and this looks like this could be the same situation, but I get this strange sense that this could be a little different. Maybe the sister's on to something. She got a whole thing. Here's a board, you can go follow it. Unfortunately, I cannot share the direct link to the Project 2025 thing, but I will share the young lady's Instagram so you can find the link to the Project 2025 thing, so you can get your own little feel of it, look at it, see what she's looking for. I know they raised almost over 90,000 or something like that. And it's a little crazy to me because I'm like, Black Lives Matter raised all this money off of bullshit, but something like this can't raise the same amount of money, and it could potentially actually do something for the community. See, because when we get to the point where we can actually make a difference and we don't have to worry about none of this stuff no more, people don't want to do it because now we lose our victimhood card. No, I want that shit going. We need to get ourselves up and at them. And I think this Black Project 125 thing sounds great in hindsight. It sounds great on paper, sounds great, on TikTok with a pretty young sister talking about it. But in execution, will that work? Because we already saw Black Lives Matter when we get a bunch of money and try to put it back into the community, and it just goes into the person who asked for the money's pockets and they just disappear. So we got an issue here. We got a large issue here, and it's like, what do we do? How do we get it done? Now, I'm gonna trust the sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ban her because of what somebody before her did. I'm gonna give her the chance to make it work because she wants grocery stores and all these other things, doctors, lawyers, and everybody else to come together, which is something we should have did 20 years ago. But it's impossible to do that when you have a community full of people who don't respect your best and brightest people. And when you call the doctors and lawyers the best and brightest in the community, the people who don't see it that way get mad and say, how are they the best and brightest, but not the people in the streets doing the dirty work, destroying the community? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a community that seems to really disassociate themselves from positive images, and that's why someone like Dr. Ben Carson, most kids don't even know who he is, right? But that's a side note. But the issue is, I think the Project 2025 thing for Black people is something Black people should have been on because we needed to be on it, not because Kamala Harris lost the election. Now, my thing is, if Kamala Harris didn't lose the election, would we have this video and would we have this Black Project 2025 taken off? The answer, in my opinion, no, we wouldn't have gotten this. So, like I said, Kamala Harris losing was necessary. We needed that because it woke people up. I'm so happy Kamala Harris lost the election. I don't like Donald Trump, but I'm happy Kamala lost the election because Black people finally had to stop and say, you know what? Even if you didn't say it out loud, I'm going to say it for you. This is the America it's always been. Period. This is the America it's always been. I find it strange that it's just, a little too much of a coincidence that, of course, the quote unquote blackest woman on earth, even though she ain't really black, in my opinion, lost the election. And now we got to get together and do Pride Black Pride 2025. With it, I've been waiting for whatever dam to break for us to finally realize what we need to do. Okay. And the Black Pride 2025 thing is like, we got to have our own grocery stores. We should have been doing that. We got to have our own clothing stores. We should have been doing that. We got to have our own this, and a third, and stop supporting big corporations, which we should have been stopped doing that. We've been giving money to Gucci, Armani, Louis, and whoever else who don't even bang with us like that. Michael Jordan make billions of dollars off Black people. Do you see him giving money back to us? Absolutely not. So it's weird to me. It's just like we move weird, we move goofy, and I'm just like, it's either we gonna get it together and still move goofy, or we gonna get the money to her and the money disappears and then she moved goofy or whatever. But it's just like we can just move goofy. It's just goofy behavior all across the board sometimes. So it comes to a point where we got to start to think like, okay, Black Pride 2025, we make our own businesses. Let's make our own institutions. Like, we have HBCUs, but let's make other things for like Black kids to go to and do this and a third. We also got to come up with things for like Black adults to do. But I'm not saying we got to segregate ourselves, but we at least got to give ourselves something where we can go do and act right and do what we got to do. The problem is when you get a lot of Black people together, we tend to act again goofy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn if we do, damn if we don't, but damn if we don't try. So, we just got to work on some of this stuff, man. It's just outrageous to think that it took somebody who's not even really Black for real to lose the election for Black people to say, oh, yeah, we got to come together and build our own. I think I just saw another thing recently, like Facebook and Instagram and Threads and all them. They're getting rid of their DEI programs altogether. And the first thing I see in the comment sections are Black women saying, well, we got to start building our own. I'm like, we should have been doing that. And then on top of it, I'm like, we don't need DEI, bro. We don't need it. We just need to grow up, act like adults, foot in the goddamn, put our foot in the goddamn sand and just start moving. We don't even really need DEI like that. We need to grow the hell up. We need to act like adults before we turn 40. That's what we need to do. Now everybody panicking saying, oh, the DEI programs, we don't need it. If you think you need it, then that means your abilities are shot. All these educated, qualified people walking around, we need DEI. No, you don't, nigga. You need to grow up and get it done. You need to go up and get it together. Why are y'all depending on white people to hand us something when we can just get it our damn selves? And then they're going to try to pull up on us and do the same shit they did in 1921, but it's a different Black community. We're not afraid to put a bullet in a white boy's ass. So on that note, yeah, black people, y'all might want to actually get y'all license, get y'all gun license, and do shit legally for once, and get your license. So if white people do decide we're gonna hate on black people again, because that's the one thing white people do when they crash out. I'm not even racist. I'm not even gonna lie. My best friend is white, but the white people I don't bang with is for a reason. And you might have to take some of them niggas with you because they outnumber us 5-1. So you're gonna have to take somebody with you. Some we leaving here with something. But we'll see what this does. We'll see what this Black Project 2025 talking about. We'll see how black people move now that these DEI programs is rolling back because we never needed it in the first place. And I just think we as a community need to just put on our big boy, big girl draws, get out there in the field and move, and get the foundations together. Because I never got how you asking the enemy to feed you when they don't even like you. So why would you trust them with your food? Why would you trust them with your money? Why would you trust them with anything when you constantly complain that it's white supremacy, this, that, and the third? And I love that this sister basically put it together. She said, if we can put our pride aside, grow the hell up, and get it done. That's exactly what we need to do. Somebody had to go on TikTok to say it. So yeah, here we are, 2025. It's already starting off a little bit weird, but I think black people might finally be waking up and finally starting to get it. But this was just a short one I wanted to put out for y'all. It's the Black Intellectual. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. We'll see where we go with it. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe.